got a champion, and not just a champion, the former pound for pound #1 champion. And listen, he looked phenomenal yesterday. This is another thing too about Volkanovski. This guy moved for 25 minutes. You realize that, Henry? Yeah. That was what I found fascinating. I was like, bro, this guy didn't stop moving side to side, side to side. This angle, that angle, 25 minutes, because he knew I couldn't stand there and brawl. Because when you stood there and brawled with this young bull, he's in the moments where he did get caught. He did it a few times to let him know, I'm not scared of you, young bull. But those were the moments where he did get kind of stumbled and caught. But when he was moving, bro, that jab was money. I was so impressed by the concentration and his ability to stay on task and get the job done.
Yeah.
Okay, if you just watch the tape on these two guys, one is clearly better than the other. Volkanovski has fought better competition. He has defeated much better competition. He has achieved much better heights. He has a much better sense of timing, rhythm, manipulation.
This fight wasn't fucking close. Diego Lopes bought off way more than he can chew. Skill-wise, he's not even the same fucking universe as Volkanovski. Volkanovski ran circles around this dude. Circles. There's a matador, but this matador was constantly taking angles. And every time Diego Lopes he was getting a jab, leg kick, or a hook. Every single fucking time. Yeah, but he defended takedowns good. That's just to mix it up, keep him on his toes, and wear his ass out. Diego Lopes ain't nowhere near the skill level of Volkanovski. Not even the same ballpark.
Keys to victory for me were great footwork, leading with the jab, utilizing those fakes, and every time they would get into an exchange, be first, be last. They would touch him, either coming with the body, going first, Diego's trying to return, he'll throw the next 2 or 3 punches and just escape and get out of there. And that just shows the high fight IQ of Volkanovski.
Alexander the Great Volkanovski coming off 2 losses, and no better partner to have than Israel Adesanya. The things that he's done. These guys, he's 1-3 in his last 4 fights. People are saying he's done, he's 36 years old. The stats come out, these 36-year-olds don't win under welterweight, they just don't. He takes on Islam because he's got big old cojones. Takes on Ilya right after that, battling some mental demons, but that shows you what kind of champ that dude is. Another level of human Volkanovski is. Expert at mixing it up, kicking the legs, changing levels, shooting, changing levels, throwing overhands hard, moving left, then moving right, then kicking the legs, moving left, moving right, double leg, moving left, moving right, sticking a jab, like mixes it up like an absolute MMA expert.
Volk being the first 55er and down to ever win a weight class title, undisputed, above the age of 35. Folks should not look the other way on this. You're not just going up against your opponent, you're going up against something that seemed like an historical iron curtain. To break that is no fucking small feat, because it means you have to have demonstrated excellence over vast points of your athletic life. As new contenders emerge, you still have to stay ahead of them, right? As new challenges and new styles and new metas emerge, you have to stay ahead of them. That's the point.
I saw moments from Volk where Volk looked old. I saw moments from Volk where he was getting hit and he was getting hurt by shots that at one point never would have touched him. I want to make sure that I've given a very fair account to Volk, who is the greatest to have ever done it. But did he take on the rightful opponent? We do know the #1 guy wasn't there. The #1 guy left. So who was the right guy? It's like, I don't get done with that fight clamoring to see Volk fight anybody. And you hear that and you think, Chael, you're being very rude. Well, then let me turn the gun back on you then. Leave me a comment. Who are you dying to see him fight? And that's where I do happen to like the idea of matching up with Yair Rodriguez. Let me look at today's Volk, which is older, and I believe looks older, even if the best in the world. Look at that common opponent, one that the previous Volk had, one that the current Volk has, and that's how I will assess Volk. Other than that, I don't have a goddamn reason for wanting to see that fight.
So I think, for one, Volk's jab and distance was out of control. Like he was jabbing Diego's head off. Oh, props to Diego. He's got a head on
He's got a head of granite. Like, Jesus, man.
He's got chin to spare. Like, the guy was just eating shots.
Yeah.
But Volk did such a good job at just peppering him with that jab, keeping him at arm's reach and moving. He was moving so light on his feet, utilizing the leg kicks. And it just to to great effect. It set up everything else. He was moving, he was jabbing, he was moving, he was jabbing, so that when he went in, he started those exchanges.
The one thing Alex Volkanovski did very well is he kept on circling. He kept on circling constantly, and then he would get in, fire, get out. Get in, fire, and get out. And then he was doing a good job with the feints and stifling Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes would just get to the edge of the void and move his head, and then Diego Lopes like, punch me, and he'll eat the shots, but eating shots doesn't win the fights.
Volkanovski was, I need to go back and look at the judging. One round I could understand giving to Lopes. Maybe they gave him round 2, maybe they gave him round, 3, maybe one of those ones. But I will tell you, to me, it looked like one guy was a vastly superior fighter. Now, if you did not watch the watch-along portion of this broadcast, you'll miss it. But I'd like to revisit it because, to me, it's perhaps one of the most important takeaways that I have in this fight, which was Diego Lopes getting constantly turned. I'm going to break down the X's and O's here a little bit in a minute, but what I bring us all up to say, you had one guy just manipulating the other one, not physically so much by putting his hands on him and moving him, although you got a little bit of that in the first round, but a higher level operator using real estate, using fakes and feints and footwork and distance management and timing and all these other forms of control and manipulation to get the other person to do what they wanted them to do.